It's the 25th of May, 1982. Two pairs of Argentinian jets roar low over the Falkland Islands on what could be a one-way mission. Leading them is Captain Pablo Carballo, flying an aging A-4 Skyhawk loaded with bombs. His target, the British ships HMS Coventry and HMS Broadsword. Argentina has seized the Falklands, the Malvinas as they call them, and to hold the islands, these ships must be destroyed. Two Royal Navy vessels have moved close inshore to cover British ground troops, and the surrounding islands offer the Argentinians a chance to slip in undetected by radar. Entering their range. Don't climb for any reason. The Skyhawks fly as low as they dare, hugging the contours of the land as they close on the enemy's radar range. Coventry and Broadsword carry advanced anti-air missiles and powerful radars that have already proven deadly to Argentinian aircraft. The only way through is to stay low, skimming the sea. Aboard HMS Coventry, Captain David Hart Dyke has his crew on high alert. Special forces have warned him the Argentinians are flying a mission today, but he doesn't yet know his ship is the target. Then 4 contacts appear on radar. 4 contacts, bearing 225, range 30. Hart Dyke orders action stations. Alarms blare across both ships as the Sea Dart missile launchers swing to track the threat. At the same moment, the Skyhawks reach Pebble Island and hug its coastline. Isla de Bourbon ahead. Keep low. Follow me. Flying with precision, the Argentinians vanish from British radar. On Coventry's screens, the contacts disappear. Contacts lost over Pebble Island. It's exactly what Hart Dyke feared. Pebble Island sits too close, inside the Sea Dart's minimum range. If they get a shot at all, it'll be only one. He radios Broadsword, armed with shorter-range Seawolf missiles built for exactly this kind of close-in fight. Carballo pushes his former, pushing in as close as the terrain allows. His jets carry no radar, no warning systems, but at 10 miles he can already see the British ships. Starting the attack. Good luck, Captain. He and his wingman, Lieutenant Carlos Rinke, push to maximum speed, skimming the wave-tops. Aboard Coventry, the 2 Skyhawks light up the radar. 2 hostiles bearing 192, low level. Then complications. A British Harrier reports itself entering the same airspace. Captain, friendly aircraft 20 miles out. A split-second choice. Missiles or the risk of a friendly fire collision. Turn the Harrier away. Shoot missiles. But the operators can't get a lock. The Argentinians are flying mere feet above the water, Carballo's canopy streaked with salt spray, low enough to defeat the radar. Aboard Coventry, tension mounts as the Sea Darts fail again and again to find their mark. Hart Dyke can only hope Broadsword's Seawolf system finishes the job. Aboard Broadsword, the crew has visual contact. The Skyhawks are flying so tightly together that the Seawolf radar reads them as a single aircraft. It locks on as the Argentinians bear down. Then the single contact splits into 2, and the sudden change crashes the missile's guidance computer. The missiles aren't responding. Restart them. There's no time left. Lookouts spot the Skyhawks by eye. Coventry's deck guns swing into action, joined by machine guns and rifles as sailors across the deck open fire. Carballo watches shell splashes creep closer, tracers cutting nearer to his cockpit. Victory feels close, but so does death. He breaks off. Switch to the other one. The pair peel away from Coventry's gunfire and line up on Broadsword instead. 2,000-pound bombs release, skip once across the water like stones, and both fall short, except one. It punches into Broadsword's hull, blasts up through the deck, tumbles into the sea beyond, and doesn't explode. Carballo is furious. It wasn't enough, but the attack isn't over. Behind him comes the second flight. Lieutenant Mariano Velasco and Ensign Jorge Barrionuevo, carrying smaller but more dependable 250-kilogram bombs. Coventry's radar now shows all 4 contacts. Hart Dyke orders a hard turn to starboard so his missiles can bear on every target. The sea darts lock onto Velasco. Fire! A missile streaks off the deck in a plume of smoke, but Velasco drops to wave-top height at the last moment, vanishing from radar. The missile flies wide, missing by 500 meters. Velasco doesn't flinch. His eyes stay locked on Coventry. Meanwhile, Broadsword's crew fights to reboot their missile system as the Skyhawks close in, watching blank screens in a race against time. Come on! The screens flicker back to life. The Seawolf locks the incoming jets, and then Coventry sails directly into the line of fire. God damn it! Coventry's in the way! In the rush to cover every angle, they've blocked their own shot. Broadsword's captain scrambles to maneuver clear. It's too late. Velasco and Barrionuevo bear down on Coventry. Hartdyke orders every gun to fire. Cannons and rifles roar, but the main 4.5-inch gun sights are misaligned, and the 20mm anti-air gun jams solid. Crews wrestle with the mechanism as the enemy closes, sailors firing rifles from every open deck space. The sea churns with impacts. None of it is enough. Brace, brace, brace! The order rings through the intercom. Men drop to the deck, bracing for impact. Velasco's A-4 fills with the image of the enemy ship. He fires his cannons in a long burst, then releases his bombs. They arc down and slam into Coventry, punching through the hull with two dull, hollow thuds. No explosion. The second jet roars overhead, its payload failing to release entirely. For a few seconds, nothing happens. Sailors begin to rise, uncertain, confused. A voice starts to report damage over the intercom, and never finishes. The bombs detonate. Twin explosions tear through Coventry. In the air above, the Argentinian pilots see the smoke and erupt in celebration. Woohoo! Goal! Long live the nation! One blast opens a massive hole beneath the bridge, destroys the computer room, and rips through the operations room where Hartdyke and his crew had been working. The second explosion hits the forward engine room, igniting a fire and knocking out power and propulsion. Hartdyke comes to in smoke and wreckage. Screams surround him, seeming to come from everywhere at once. He forces himself up and feels the ship listing beneath him. He reaches for the intercom. Dead. There's nothing left to do but get out. He picks his way through smoke-filled corridors as the hull groans and cracks around him, finally breaking into open air on deck. What greets him isn't panic but discipline. His crew, drilled for exactly this, already at work. Sailors pull injured comrades from smoke-choked compartments, hand out survival gear, and load life rafts with calm precision. Beneath him, the deck tilts further as the ship rolls. Dazed and hurt, he sits on the steepening hull and watches his men get clear. He is the last to leave. When everyone else is off, he takes one final look at his burning ship, then lowers himself into the last life raft and pushes away. Because of that discipline, 170 sailors are pulled from the freezing water by HMS Broadsword and rescue helicopters. 19 men are lost. Every Argentinian pilot makes it home safely. The attack succeeds, but it does nothing to change the course of the war.